When Ford Motor Company's executive chair Bill Ford announced in February his company was planning a new battery plant in Michigan, he said the $3.5 billion investment would promote U.S. independence in batteries needed for electric vehicles, or EVs.
Right now, many automakers import most of their batteries from abroad. This is a slow, expensive process that makes us vulnerable to supply chain disruptions.
But while the plant will employ U.S. workers, the batteries made would include technology created by CATL, a Chinese company with ties to the country's communist government.
They'll help us get up to speed so that we can build these batteries ourselves. Batteries made here in Michigan and built for America.
The news did not sit well with some lawmakers in Congress, including Republican Senator Marco Rubio, who opposed President Joe Biden's 2022 Inflation Reduction Act, which included tax credits for domestic EV production.
$9 billion to help people buy tax credits, by the way, with a Chinese battery in it. Oh yeah, you can't make those batteries without China. So great for China.
This month, Rubio introduced legislation blocking tax credits for producing EV batteries using Chinese technology and called on the Biden administration to review Ford's partnership with CATL.
The White House has already called for a supply chain review that would cover, essentially next generation batteries.
Jonathan Ward is the author of 2 books outlining China's economic, military, and political goals. He says decades of outsourcing technology and manufacturing left the United States with little choice but to work with Chinese companies like CATL to advance domestic EV development.
Essentially 60% of the battery market is made up of Chinese corporations, and CATL, the battery maker in question here, is already 34% of global market share.
From 2019 to 2020, Indiana University Associate Professor Sarah Bowerly-Dansman worked as a policy advisor and case analyst with the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, or CFIUS, at the U.S. State Department's Office of Investment Affairs, where she led the reviewing of foreign investment transactions for national security reasons. Senator Rubio wants the committee to review Ford and CATL's licensing agreement.
Rubio is really, focused on this idea of that we don't want to be dependent on Chinese technology. The U.S. government coming in and changing those structures is a big imposition on the private sector, and so there really does need to be a strong argument for why it needs to do so.
In a response to Rubio's proposed legislation, Ford Motor Company stated that its own subsidiary will build and operate the new battery plant in Michigan, and that no other entity will get U.S. tax dollars for the project. Ford's plans for the new Michigan facility come as the American auto manufacturer reported more than $2 billion in operating losses in EV-related business in 2022. Kane Fairbaugh, VOA News.